A woman's love is conditional. And I've heard people say that, everybody's love is conditional. I've heard every excuse, man. I've heard every cop out, every argument for women. Bottom line is they're just shallow. They're just shallow, And it hurts to realize that, and there's a lot of guys out there who go through red pill rage, which is understandable. Red pill rage is understandable because it's like, yeah, you have this narrative that you're going to find real love, and you have this narrative that someone's going to really love you for you, and then you find out that it's not like that. You find out that that's really not the case. It's conditional. And it's usually conditional on money, bottom line. And it's understandable that, it takes money to survive. It takes money to live in this world. That's understandable. I mean that's just a basic truth. The issue isn't, oh, okay, well, we gotta make money, so let's live this life together, and I'll help you and you help me. That's not even it. It's, what's the best option I can get? That's really what it is. And if you don't believe me that women care about how much money you make, what career you make, etc., just go tell women you don't do anything. Just go tell women that you're not employed. Tell them that you've never been really ambitious. Tell them that you don't care about money. And see what that does. See how far that gets you. Seriously, try it. That's when I realized that a woman's love is conditional. And like I said, I've heard every excuse, I've heard every argument. You could say that all love is conditional. You could say that it's just biology, man. You could say that. I've heard that argument. I've heard the argument of what's the other one? Yeah, I mean, it's just biology, and why wouldn't they choose the best mate? It's like, well, that's the world that we live in, though, right? That's the world that we live in. We live in this messed up world where everybody's chasing a dollar sign. And who's chasing wholesome values? I wouldn't even say wholesome values. I'm not even going to say that. Who's chasing real love? Who's chasing normality? Who's chasing, like, you know what I mean? Like, who's normal in this life? Who's normal anymore? So, like, yeah, okay, you got to make a living. Like, yeah. But if we didn't, would you leave me? If we didn't, would you still stick with me? I think I've seen it. Shoot, my brother. I got a brother who got married. He has a kid with a woman, and he doesn't work. He's got problems. He doesn't have an income. And his wife stuck with him, and I for the life of me, I can't figure out why. Because I'm just like, that's not normal. That's not female behavior. It's like, what? She's stuck with him. What? So it's just like, it's inexplicable, but that's a rare case. You know what I mean? That's a rare case. That's not normal. Something's off about that. But I argue, like, why do we even play into it? And we do, and it's like, I could never trust at this point in my life. I could never trust a woman again at this point in my life. I just could. There's no way. So it's one thing. I mean, it's just like, I would never trust it unless she made more money than me. And she was like, yeah, I don't care if you work. You can come live with me and pursue your dream of being, you know, an anime star or a hip hop musician or a gamer. Like, that I would trust. I'd be like, oh shit, she doesn't have anything to gain from this relationship but my love. That's all she cares about. And it's fucked up because it's like we have this mindset that men are real men are providers. Real men are these guys who go out and take care of women. Real men. And it's just like, really? I mean, like, that's brainwashing to me, because it's like they just slide in. You know, under that umbrella of, oh, well, you're a real man. It's like, how convenient. Like, how convenient. You know, they just use that. They just use that. They just use that. Oh, okay, you're a real man. Let me just choose the best real man with the most money. It's like, it's disgusting, man. I don't know. It's just one of those things where it's like, really? Really? Like, and you know, it becomes pronounced when, like, you're at a bar. I can't tell you how many times I've been at a bar or talking with a girl, and she asked me what I do for work. She asked me what I do for a career. Like, what does that matter to you? Like, I just met you. Oh, you don't want to waste any time? You want to get right to the punch? You don't care? Like, you're not interested in finding out if I've got good humor, if I'm fun to be around, if I'm, you know, if you like my personality. None of that matters. What matters is my career and my income. It's just like, what if I just walked up to you and I was just like, oh, you know, start talking about your tits. Like, that's all I cared about. It was just like, oh, what size bra do you wear? Oh, okay, you know, start asking you all these sexual questions. Oh, well, that's different. Sex is it though? I mean, it's kind of the same thing. And women play that up. They use sex to, and men actually play up their careers. Men play up. It's just like, we do everything to make ourselves more attractive. And it's funny how men do it compared to how women do it. Women sell sex. They're selling sex, man. Look at the shorts that they wear. Look, they're always advertising their legs. They need that. They need that self-esteem. Look at these yoga pants they're wearing. Look at when they show cleavage. They need that. And then they have the nerve to turn around and be like, oh, I'm tired of men only wanting me for sex. Like, how hypocritical is that? You know? I mean, it's like, it would be one thing if you dressed properly and guys were still trying to get in your pants. And guys were still, like, you know, trying to sexualize you. I don't even say, if a woman covers up and she dressed modestly, in the sense that her tits aren't hanging out, her ass isn't hanging out, she's not selling sex, she's not using sex as like some kind of power leverage, I don't look at her sexually. I'm just like, okay, cool, this woman obviously she doesn't want to be a sex object. It's clear because of the way she dresses. You can't be bipolar and hypocritical and like dress like a streetwalker and then also at the same time say you don't want to be looked at. Like, you're bonkers. That's nutty. So it's like, okay, you know, like, but men play it up too, you know, men play it up too. Men are like, look at me, look how successful I am. And it's like, after a while, you see through it. You see through the biology. I don't even know if biology is the right word. You see through the social leveraging. Guys who wear these suits and throw their money around and like, look at like somebody like, no, I'm not going to use, I was going to say Dan Balzerian, but that's not even a normal example. That guy's total fraud. He's the Kim Kardashian of Instagram. I mean, total fraudulent bullshit. But even that, even within that, he's playing up this. He's hitting the enticing level. I don't know if enticing is the right word, but he's hitting the levels of like Playboy guy, has a lot of money, dresses cool, is in shape, has women around him. Like, these are all things that like it's making everybody want him. Like, he's the king of like making everybody want him, and his whole life is phony. Like, his entire life is phony. Like, the whole thing is phony. He didn't earn the money. He has a team of people working with him to help him create this successful image. I mean, who is the real Dan Balzerian? Who are guys really? Take away the veneer of like, oh, look at me, I'm a successful businessman. Oh, look at me, I'm this, I'm that. And a lot of guys, they just can't. They can't even put on that front. They're like, I work construction. What can I do? You know, is construction sexy? No. But even that, even if you say, oh, I work construction, people will still say, oh, well, you're a real man because you make ends meet. That's it? That's the only thing that makes you a real man? That's the only thing that qualifies you for a woman to love you? Okay, take that away from you. Would she still love you? If the answer is no, then she doesn't love you, period. If she's not going to be with you when you're homeless, then she doesn't love you, dude. That's sorry to say, that's the standard. Because it's just, there's so many women taking advantage of it. There's so many women that wouldn't be with men if they didn't have an income. That's just how I look at it. That's just how it's just fundamentally shallow. And you learn that. You learn that when you don't have anything to offer. You learn that when you don't have an income. You learn that when you're not able to provide. You learn that. I'm telling you, go out, put it on your dating site. I'm unemployed. See if you get any women. And if you do, if you get somebody who likes you, if you're unemployed, then guess what, dude? You hit the lottery, because that's a rare case, and she genuinely loves you. If she's with you when you're unemployed, she genuinely loves you. It has to be, because there's nothing that's keeping her there besides you. And that's my new standard from now on. I mean, I don't even know if it's new. It's just, I've decided that that's the standard. If she's with you when you have nothing, then she really loves you. And that's the test. And I think all guys, that should be the test for all guys. Because I think there's something within women that is fundamentally exploitative, fundamentally, shallow, fundamentally leeching. Women are leeches. I think they're just leeches. I don't think that they look at men in a selfish way. How can they come up from this man? How can they, it's just what it is. When you date a lot, you just learn that. And I think what's sad is that guys compromising themselves. And I've heard everything, man. I've heard guys say, that's just the way it is. That's just women's biology. Are you not a real man? And all this stuff. And it's like, they're so brainwashed that they're okay with being a tool. They're okay with a woman's love being conditional. In fact, they probably bank on it. Oh, hey, look at me. And it's like, yeah, technically she could choose any guy who has any old job, right? She could choose any guy who has any old job. That's true. right? But the question is, would she still choose you if you didn't have a job? So if she has this pool of guys that she can get, they've all got jobs, they've all got careers. The guys who have higher paying jobs maybe are out of her reach because she's not good looking enough. Okay. She got this pool of guys who all make a certain income, let's say $40,000 a year, which is pretty low in today's day and age. $40,000 a year. That's her cap. Okay. Okay, so there's 5 guys out of that. 4 of them make $40K a year, and here you are, and you're unemployed. Who do you think she's going to choose? You or the other 4 guys? She's going to choose one of the other 4 guys, even though like she could love any of you, quote unquote love any of you. She's going to choose the other 4 guys because that's more attractive to her, because that's part of her female nature. And it's like, how can you defend that? How can you defend that shallowness? How can you defend that fundamental? You could say it's biology, sure, okay. Like, why though? Like, why would you not understand that? Hey, your money is shallow. Money comes and goes. Money is something that's transitory. Money doesn't make the man. If money makes the man, then I question your manhood. I question that whole shit. I've been friends with a lot of guys who work really shitty, poor jobs. And a lot of them have low self-esteem because they don't view themselves as worthy. And I'm like, dude, I'm your friend. I wouldn't be your friend if you weren't a good guy. Like, I know who you really are. You shouldn't have low self-esteem. You should have high self-esteem because you have qualities that are better than a lot of other guys. I like a lot of your qualities. You're an honest person. You're a fun person. You have values. You have character. Those are things that I look for in a friend. If I were to be like, oh yeah, oh you work, I have a friend who works at a car dealership and he really doesn't make a lot of money. He delivers like auto parts for car dealerships and he works on cars sometimes. And so I'm like, what if I was just like, oh dude, that's not a cool enough job for me. I'm only going to hang out with executives. And there's modern thought today that teaches people to do that, teaches guys to do that. Oh, leave your loser friends behind. Oh, your friends aren't growing. You've outgrown them. Leave them behind. Like, what? What the fuck? That's the opposite of loyalty. That's the opposite of friendship. Friendship is, hey man, I'm with you no matter what. You're my friend. I'm down with you no matter what, because that's what friendship is. Friendship is knowing someone's faults and loving them anyways, being their friend anyways, right? What would qualify me not to be someone's friend is if they were disrespectful to me, or they didn't hold me in a high value, or they didn't treat me right. Those things matter, but money doesn't matter. Oh, okay, my friend works at Subway and I'm an executive in an office. Like, I can't hang out with you because I gotta go, hang out with my stock buddies or my executive buddies, but you work at Subway, so I can't hang out with you. Like, what the fuck? Like, that is fucking shallow. That's shallow, man. That's like, oh, okay. But this is how women are. And nobody says anything about it. People are just like, oh, okay, cool. It's cool. And like, they're classified based on their looks. Like, the better looking girls get the guys with the most money, get the guys with the coolest lives. And it's like, well, why wouldn't you, man? What do you mean, why? Why would a woman put those things as things that she's attracted to? Oh, he's living this fun life. He's got a lot of money. Like, okay, sure, that seemingly is fun, but that's not really loving somebody. That's not like, oh, I really got to know this person. I love this person. And, I want to be with this person forever. It's like, no, dude. You know what I mean? Like, no, that's weird. That's weird.